Hello, my microphone is on now. Uh, I am Sean, also known as secretly as Sliver. Uh, you submitted your thing for VOD review, so we will, do that. Uh, some things, first of all, I just want to show that I'm opening the Rando Prakak, and that I am indeed using fast ROM. I had to be very obvious. Right. Yep. And, yeah, so I mostly focus on the execution aspects rather than routing. I do know routing basics enough to tell people where to go. Um, I'm not like a high level router by any means. I'll be mostly looking at rooms. I do see that you gen to seed without quick swap. So when you genoseed with Sahaba and you say allow quick swap yes, that just means that the toggle is on the website. You still have to click the thing, and I will send you a text message to do that. Okay. So yeah, and the other thing is I usually watch your thing at 2x speed. Just because if I watch it at 1x speed, there's gonna be long stretches where I have nothing to say. So alright. Oh. Yeah, you're taking some paths that are really long and out of the way, but it's fine. Figure it out eventually. You can walk through that bush crab. You already have bombs, so I may be saving quit from this drop down here and do back of escape. It doesn't. It's not going to waste much time if you do back of escape now versus getting into Kakariko right now. Yeah. You don't need to avoid those guards. If you have 3 hearts coming into Kakariko, you don't need to deal with those guards. Finding that bow there means you need to do a map check, like right now. So you need to do a map check before you go into your first dungeon, basically. Oh yeah, even 2 bows. What? Okay, we're adjusting settings, I guess. Yeah, that's the only south facing entrance in the game, so hopefully you won't run into that anymore. So for the first week of mentor tournament, um you're gonna have open assured sword. So yeah, I would be heading straight to Eastern here because you can full clear it, but maybe you don't know the dark room. Going this way is slow actually. You're not required to go this way. Obviously that portal isn't open. You just want a backdoor into here. Come in this way. Yeah, walking to anywhere except Hyrule Castle from Uncle is really slow, and you shouldn't do it. If you're gonna go anywhere except Hyrule Castle front, there you need to save and quit. Yeah, so a couple reasons I want to go to Eastern here. The first and foremost is that you need seven crystals to beat the game. And if Eastern is actually a crystal, then you really do need to uh you really do need to just knock that out early. Plus, like you were really close to Dark World uh Dark World access. Now, obviously we just found it in Dam, so it wasn't in Eastern, but just an easy way to knock a crystal off while also searching for your moon pearl. Alright, hammer plus mitts probably means you're going to TR. So be on the lookout for all the other TR items. Avoiding dungeons like this is not very good. I think you're going to the Dark World here, which if when I go to the Dark World and I have a hammer, I always want to go to Hype Cave first for density. And then you could have just gone to Village of Outcast the South way. Hopefully by then you have a sword and a fire rod. Yeah, doing this stuff looking for health or whatever is fine. You really do need to check your map though, because leaving Thieves Town behind, like leaving Dig Game behind like that, is really bad. But yeah, leaving Thieves Town behind could have been a mistake, but it's a pendant, so who cares? Yeah, and always take the time to mark down your dungeon prizes, like you are here. That other map check was, I don't know, maybe a finger slip. Yeah, I would not be going to Stumpy there. Uh, if anything, if I've already jumped down, I do dig game and then I go back. Oh, okay. You only have 75 rupees. Yeah, I didn't even notice that, so I hesitate to call that a mistake. In Rando, it's very easy to just assume you have enough rupees because you just get them everywhere. Yeah, so if you were gonna do Thieves Town, oh, you're not. Okay. I would have taken the frog to Hype Cave there. But I would have done it before Stumpy. Not really sure why you hate Hype Cave, but it does often have things. So I think you should have done Muralist Smith, but you have to keep in mind that it's fairly slow because you have to, especially without the boots, because you have to walk like from the sanctuary to the Smith house and then all the way up to the portal and then all the way back. So stairs are slow. Stay off of them as much as possible. Yeah, delaying this is fine if you knew that it was a pendant, which at that time you didn't. So you definitely should have come in here the first time that you were here. All right. Let's have a little conversation about pathing. So just I'm gonna do two routes. There's this one. Just getting in position here. Okay. First, let's do this route. Okay. Now let's do this one. Let's do this one. Try to rank those in order of which one you think is the fastest. And now you'll see that there's a timer on the screen. Now we'll time them. 1. 15.9. 2. 11.5. 3. 11.5. It's very easy to discount screen transitions when you're thinking about pathing because they just happen, right? You know, everybody goes through them and it's not really that important, but it actually is pretty important. Screen transitions are very slow. They take about a second and a half. I guess we can just let's go somewhere where I can actually see a screen transition. We'll time out how long this actually takes. So from the time I lose control of Link to the time I regain control, about a second and a quarter. Now this is fast ROM, so it's a bit faster than the normal ROM. Normal ROM usually takes about twice that amount of time. But yeah, every time you hit a screen transition, you're losing a second. So you want to try to minimize the times that you transition the screen. Going south and wrapping around like that is just straight up a waste of time. So you did find 2 items here. At this point, it's pretty much a coin flip whether you go on or not. Given that you're kind of struggling to hit enemies and such, I would say probably just leave, but again, it's a coin flip whether these other 2 items are actually worth it. Yeah, there's no health up here, unfortunately. You just have to be careful of grasshoppers. Let me look up something really quick. I'm gonna post a link. This is gonna help you identify enemy prize packs. You should have known that there's no health except for that one arrow pack up here. We'll post that to your thread, and we will continue. So the way that enemy drops work is they're all in the same packs, and they all have a set order in which they drop items. So for this room, you went like way over here and tried to outrace the spike, which you do outrace the spike, but like that doesn't really help you all that much. So what you really need to do here is just hold right as you're coming out of here, and just let Link face to the right for 2 frames, or just a nominal, like a very little amount of time, and then you just want to go straight down from here. Real time, it'll look like that. Optimally, you just don't get hit. This room looks dangerous, and this is pretty much this is pretty much true for a lot of this game. A lot of these things look dangerous, but if you do them quickly, uh, they become much less dangerous. There's a heart in the bottom left pot there. Uh, Go back a little bit. If you wanna stun that guy, that's fine, but you can walk through him and pick up this brick and kill him that way. Slashing him 4 times is really slow. Yeah, that's not great. Yeah. We're in survival mode here, so yeah, when you're on fighter sword, by and large you want to figure out better ways to hit enemies. Uh Usually that's just like throwing things at them. Yeah. You had the cape there, but yeah, I would say if you die to blind in that situation, just leave. I probably go up and at least check the bumper ledge item there. If not just a full like Skullwoods dip. Yeah, see, sometimes Hype Cave has stuff, and you should definitely prioritize it. Okay, so I would definitely classify this as a mistake here. Doing pyramid was fine, just to check it off and get it off the list, but you really need to be in pod. You have a fully clearable crystal dungeon, and you even have silvers, so yeah, I would say you definitely need to be in Palace of Darkness. And you can do this afterwards, but I probably wouldn't. And I think maybe you're staying out of Palace of Darkness because you don't have like a lamp or at least a fire rod, but dark rooms are super important to learn because basically any technique that allows you to skip an item is probably important for you to learn other than hovering. Yeah, and here you're breaking logic to go up the mountain, so like it's not that you're against breaking logic, it's just you're against breaking logic in certain places. This probably is my next stop after pod, but like when you have a fully clearable crystal dungeon, you should probably just go do it because you need to go do them to finish the game anyway, and if something is in one of those dungeons, then you're actively progressing the game, as well as and even if nothing is in there, you're still actively progressing the game by going and getting that crystal out of there. So you have to get it at some point. Like, the dream for Link to the Past randomizer is that every progression item that you need is inside of a crystal dungeon. So you should just play toward that. Alright. You have a hook shot here, so so come up here, kill this guy. Make sure if this guy drops a prize that you don't pick it up, or if you have to pick it up, just make sure it's fully on the ground first. And you come up here, line up on this flap, go straight down. You're going to place a bomb, and you're going to go all the way into this corner, and then all the way to the right. Alright, so it'll look like this. So, line up here, straight down, place the bomb, go into this corner, come over to the pot, and back up into the explosion. That'll put you on the exact right pixel you need to use your hook shot to get into the pot. Now, really, really important, you need to tap left here before you do anything else, or I'll show you what happens. So if I don't tap left here, soft locked. See, I'm pressing all these buttons and they're doing nothing. I'm soft locked here. That's why it's really, really important that after you hook into the pot, you need to tap left. Now you're in this room. Take the portal. Now you're above where the big chest is, so without the boots, you get the star. And you fall down. Big chest. Compass chest. And you go up and kill the cheeseburger worm. But you don't want to learn that, which is fine. That's a valid way to go about things. With Fighter Sword, this is actually one of the more fun rooms in the game. You want to come down here, you want to hit the switch with the same stroke as you knock the beetle down with. So essentially what I do here, diagonal until Link is kind of on this line. Like, you see the grid line coming through. You can kind of see the grid lines on the floor, in the floor pattern here. You want to diagonal until Link is on top of that grid line, and then you want to go cardinal down along that grid line, and then you want to slash this beetle. There's a little bit of RNG in this room, but by and large, you will go hit this guy down the hole most of the time. This is just purely for efficiency, and then you kill these guys with pots. Now, it's possible that you just have a hammer here, but so let's see how long this takes. So it is a bit faster to use the hammer here, rather than doing all of this, but that way results in you getting a bomb, so if you want to spend 30 frames getting a bomb, then that's fine. So for that room, you can actually walk all the way against the wall here, and you won't fall in the pit. And it's a lot better than having to go all the way around. Still bomb jump from there, it's just harder. Yeah, so the reason that you don't want to hit the stars before this bomb jump is that if you do this like that, then it sends you over the stars, and then once you get the big chest, you can just step on the stars, and then this pit is out of your way. So what you should have done here before you bomb jumped was hit that star, and then bomb jump this way, so then you didn't have to fall down. Alright, fairly decent fight. You got screwed on hammer hitbox a couple times, and there were some places where you probably could have been more aggressive, but if you're not as familiar with the Moldorm fight as I am, then you definitely want to sit back and let him come to you. I'm just gonna take this time to go on a tangent. That rhino in the mud on your stream layout is reminding me of Artax from the Neverending Story, and now I'm depressed. Oh, yeah, that's not how you do that. You gotta. Okay. I'm surprised that worked, but yeah, you gotta fully set up, and you jump from the same pixel that you lay the bomb on. Opening TR portal is fine here because it's a crystal. So, I probably just open TR there, just in case. Like, say you come up here and you have no magic later on. There's a full magic in the front of TR, so you can just go in rather than having to come to Super Bunny Cave and then mirror back and go through the portal again. You just walked right by Hookshot Cave, and I'm not really sure why. Not sure why Hookshot Cave is also yellow on your... Oh, yeah, why is Hookshot Cave yellow on your tracker? That's weird. Yeah, leaving Hookshot Cave is a big mistake here. So I think you're putting too much stock in your tracker here. You should have recognized, yes, I have a glove, yes, I have the hookshot, so I can do Hookshot Cave. But I think, and I think that's the reason you're staying out of pod as well. It's because it's yellow. Now, it's also possible that you don't know pod dark rooms, which is completely fair, but your lamp could just be in there. Yeah, see, this is why I would have checked bumper ledge earlier. And that's why they're called murder dactyls. This won't end up hurting you too much here, because you have to go to the light world anyway. Yeah, so using the hookshot for movement is fine, except you need to make sure that you're not going super far out of your way to set it up, because there are a lot of places in this game that, like, it's just not worth it to go that far out of your way to hook shot. Nice check count. That's not good. Okay, you got back. That's good. There are a lot of weird mirror spots in the mire slash desert area that won't bonk you, but it will. Yeah, but it'll make your iframes run out. Yeah, and again, I definitely am doing Palace of Darkness and is Eastern a crystal? No, Eastern's green pendant. So maybe not Eastern, but I'm definitely doing Palace of Darkness before coming in here because you have like a 66% chance to be locked by boots in desert. Now, or not this time, which is why it's uh kind of worth a look, because you just got the flute, so you can access Mire area now. Um okay, trust you. I thought I saw a red rupee on the torch, but maybe it was a map. Oh yeah, you don't have fire. So even if you're not boots lock, you can't finish that. I probably, like, since you just got the flute, it's not a bad decision to just go to Mire area and then use that opportunity to take a peek into desert. Picking up bushes is slow, just slash them. Yeah, no, you're right. You need to save and quit. Maybe not. Fluting might just be faster to get where you're going. Oh no, no. No. If you want to do Eastern after pod, then that's fine because you can just mirror there. But yeah, doing Eastern first here is a big mistake. You don't have to be scared of those popos. Um, you just walk through this room. They don't get a chance to move before you're in the door, or at least past them. Like I said before, like, speed is very safe. in this game. So if you do rooms quickly, then usually that will make them safe as well. Basically, the less time that you give the enemies to hurt you, the better. So there's two ways to do this room. First one is without the bow. Second one will be with the bow. Without the bow, come up here, and then I use this skull as a lineup spot. Walk over to the skull, throw to the right, throw this one down, and get out. Then with the bow, kind of just want to come up and stop here-ish. I'm usually higher than that, but I think this will still work. Left, down, right. Get to the door. This is a lot faster than the pot strat. It's like 2 seconds. Sorry, this is the right decision here. You just got the fire rod, you might as well follow it. Yeah, so once you get a glove, back of escape should be the first thing on your list. I think this is looking up a darkroom map, which is fine. Yeah. All right. So let's go over. Let's go over this. So I think what you're trying to do here is set up on the pit with a spin. Because that's what the Boots Camp video tells you to do, and it's correct by and large. So you're trying to tap into position here, just facing down, which I mean you can just do that without facing down. You can just kind of do a dash turn against the pit, and you can end up in position. Guess I wasn't in position. But anyway, that's hard to do. So what you should do here, while you're holding your sword out anyway, so you're not losing any time from this, what you should do here is back up to the pit, and then once Link is about to fall, release the spin attack, and hold away from the pit, and then that will put you on the pixel that you need to be on. This is the last pixel before Link falls into the pit. And then you put your bomb here, bomb cross, and get your big chest. I probably would have done the front first here. Rather than falling in. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying here. Alright, so let's go back a bit. Do you have a timer somewhere? No? Okay. Alright, so we'll just use the VOD timer. You enter at, let's say, 18. Now you do have to menu here. $47. You just spent 30 seconds in that room. Now, -1 for the menu, so you just spent like 28 seconds in that room. See how long I spend in here. $13.36. So 13.5 seconds. So I just saved 15 seconds on you. And that wasn't even a good attempt. So like knowing how to do rooms and having a plan for rooms is super important. This is one of the harder rooms in the game, but you can by and large just ignore these mummies, because most of the time they're just going to run right past you. Most of the time you can just bait them away. So like on the previous attempts, like, so here you're going to see the mummies come toward me, so you just have to run away from them. So at the end of each movement, the mummies move toward Link. Yeah, at the end of their movement, the mummies will move toward Link, but if Link is like diagonal from the mummies, they just kind of pick a direction and go, because they can only move in cardinals. So it's not completely RNG. It's somewhat RNG, but you can also manipulate it. So I would say spend some time in that room, figure out how the mummies move, and in most situations you can just ignore them. Yeah, and with Samaria you can fully ignore them. Just go for the thing. I'm not really sure what you're looking for here. You might have been looking for health. But I think you have stuff in your bottles. I'm not 100% sure what you're looking for here. Especially since you fell down a pit to try and get a heart. Like, if you're looking for hearts, you definitely don't fall down a pit to go and loot another pot. So, again, not really sure what you're looking for here. These hearts will have respawned, so... top right pot is a heart. Are you gonna pick up every heart? Okay, there it is. I thought you were gonna pick up every single pot except for that one. Yeah, see, this is another room where speed is key, because this thing is on a timer, and if you just beeline up here to the curtains and slash them open, then you're good, and you'll never get hit by this thing. But since you spend time here dealing with the mini Moldorm, you're gonna get bunnied. If you take damage as a bunny, it knocks you out of bunny state, but given the lengths that you went to look for health before, I would say that's probably not a good idea to take damage. So now I see why you wanted so much health. Yeah, good call. Use the rest of your magic before using the potion. You knew you were going to use the potion, so you might as well just... Alright, so Moth. Oh, Master Sword Moth. Gonna bait the hand here. Master Sword Moth should always start with a spin from the top of the room. Then you need to get her toward the center of the room, and you want to use your hammer. You don't want to be using the fire rod too much. Master Sword Spin does the same as a Tempered Sword Slash, and the hammer also does the same as a Tempered Sword Slash. This makes the fight a lot faster, a lot safer, and you have a lot more control of where Moth goes here. Definitely practice that. Just mirror in the door of Skullwoods, and that's it's not only a safe thing, but it's a quick warp. Quick warps are 34 frames faster than regular warps. So at this point, since you're fairly obviously avoiding pod, probably because of dark rooms, then I would lean further into the Fire Rod get and go into Ice Palace. Especially since you have Samaria, there's not really an excuse to stay out of there. This is going to be the same amount of items. Also, try to avoid walking with your sword out, because you slow your movement by 50%, or sorry, 33% when you have your sword out. You move 1 pixel per frame with your sword out, and 1.5 pixels per frame when your sword is not out. Alright, well, this just ended up being super required. I still think ice was a better play here. You're getting hearts when you have full health. See, you have full health, and you're gonna farm these 3 hearts for no reason. You should just save and quit here and go to ice. I think you're looking for what you're missing, and the yellow square is Aga Tower. The what you're missing here is, I believe, Dark Cross, which is in logic with the fire rod, so that's why it's green. Yeah, now you're taking this trek back up the mountain for presumably Hookshot Cave. Oh, Hera Basement, maybe. No, there's no items in Hera, so it has to be Hookshot Cave. Oh, Spike Cave, okay. That's fine, but, like, again, you need to complete dungeons in order to complete the game, and the dream in the Link to the Past rando is that everything that's required is just on the path in Crystal Dungeons. Yeah, you don't want to get out of here. You just want to save and quit because now you're going to burn your magic down, and now you need to get magic somewhere. Which, going back to the other point, if you had already opened Turtle Rock, then this wouldn't be a problem, but now it is. Oh, I see. I think I know why why your tracker was yellow on Hookshot Cave earlier. I think it's because you didn't have the mirror. Yeah, see, now this is an issue. Which you had a green potion in the pocket, but you won't always have a green potion in your pocket, so you should definitely just open this the first time you go through the portal. I definitely do Hookshot Cave here first. Actually, yeah, I still probably do Hookshot Cave first, looking for Tempered Sword. Like, Master Sword Trinex is definitely doable, but you don't want to unless you have to. Wait, are we in Go mode now? Yeah, we're in Go mode, so I'm not really sure why we're in TR. Oh, lamp, of course. There it is. All right, fantastic. Yeah, you don't want to spin pokies on Master Sword. You definitely want to wait till tempered to do stuff like that. Definitely don't spin next to that crystal switch. You wanted to hit that switch on the way past. I'll show you why in a few minutes. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, never mind. Big key was in lava chest, so yeah, this is the correct thing to do. Specifically because the big key was in lava chest, you definitely want to go to lava big chest, but you're in go mode here. So I don't know why you're checking Mimic Cave. Even if Tempered is in here, it's not really worth the time investment. Yeah, so if you had oh, oh, you went outside and the switch reset. Okay, I see what happened. But if you're go moding TR, you should always hit the switch on the way back through the Poke 1 room, because if you don't, then it's going to start like this, and then you need to hit the switch multiple times rather than just the couple that's in here. And while we're in here, I guess we can. I need to go from. Oh, I don't have the boots. Oh, right. We're still in go mode even though we don't have the boots. Because we know desert's not boots locked. So you want to have Red Cane out here. Put the block down here. Stand on the flaps to get iframes. And then chuck this over here because you're safe there. Get iframes and get out of the room. It's not a fast strat, it's just a safe one. And you want to hit the switch on your way out of Crystal Roller as well, unless you're planning on taking the safety door. Oh, this is one way to get through there. Usually I just use the bow here, but you have a cape. Which you probably should have used, but yeah, now we're taking the safety door, so. But yeah, the switch hit doesn't matter. Oh, do not do this. This is too slow. Just take a death. Let's see how long this takes. From the time you mirror to the time you get back in the dungeon. All right, we won't count this extra stuff. That was about 35 seconds. Minus the extra trip for fairies, I would say it was about 20. Dying would get you. Dying takes about 15 or so. Alright, so the top and bottom laser skips are actually free. What you want to do is go out the top of the room, fall down this pit, and just walk to the chest. That works from the bottom as well. The middle two are the only ones that you need to learn laser skips for, and I would suggest that you do. Oh, so that's 34 seconds on 2x speed. So that took you over a minute to go and get those fairies. So let's actually slow this down and let's time it out normally. All right. So start timer here.
I definitely disagree with coming back and catching fairies because you don't need to do that. So we're gonna call this 33 plus a mirror transition. Okay, it was so it ended up being the same amount of time, about 38 seconds, to come in here, go get your fairies, and come back. And again, dying is like I don't know, 15 seconds or so. Uh, okay. Well, I have my prac hack settings messed up for that, but all right. Let's see this Trinix fight. Okay. Yeah, the only thing I'm gonna say is just be a little faster on the hammers, and there is a way to menu while you're hammering before the head dies, but that just comes with practice. You're way too close. Yeah. So you want to kind of bait him in circles, kind of like you are here. Not really sure why you didn't do that initially, but okay. So it does look like you know how to bait him around. Again, you definitely should have done this a lot sooner, but this is the best time to clean it up. All right, so now, I mean, we're full go here. So there's an argument that maybe, no, okay, hookshot cave is fine to do there. I was gonna say there's an argument that maybe you should have left it until pre GT to try and skip it entirely, but you definitely want tempered sword for these boss fights. Uh, did I miss something here? Yeah, you're in go mode. There's almost no reason for you to do right side here. So this is how you're out pod. You go over here like you did. You do shooter room. You're out. And with that key, uh, and with the shooter room key, you come up here, do the bridge chest,
And then from the bridge chest, if bridge chest is also a key, then you want to come down here, do the big key chest, which is the bombable floor over here. If bridge chest is not a key, then you just fall down to Stalfos basement. At that point is when you do right side, as long as you haven't found 2 non-dungeon items. After right side, at that point, you go to the back. And then you just clear until you find the big key.
Thing you're doing here is slightly inefficient unless the big key is over here. Like, in a vacuum, the big key is much more likely to be in the back, so you want to kind of efficiently clear rather than taking a gamble like this. Yeah, don't be scared of those spikes. You can just walk right past them.
Okay, well, it worked out. Just go straight to the boss. You're not looking for anything else. You're in go mode. Yeah, all of this from here on, this is a waste of time. There's a 1 out of 22 chance that you get burned in GT by having the big key on the torch. But at this point, I'm going to say boots are not required. So if you are in this room with 3 small keys ever, you need to go to Harmless Hellway. Now you're just gonna miss out on whatever's there. And if that's your boots, it's gonna feel really bad. Plus, you shouldn't have been back there in the first place. Oh, wait, is it a key maybe? So you had an extra key from not opening the center door. Should have known that was a key. Yeah, see, and that's the danger of leaving these chests until last, is that like sometimes you can't really tell what's a key and what's not a key. But if you had picked up the Arena Bridge chest at any point, that would have been your second non-dungeon item, and you would have known that those other 2 chests had to be keys. The way that you did it was just kind of clearing without direction. Like, the reason that we route dungeons the way that we do is to give us information, not necessarily just for speed. It gives us information on what we can skip and what we can't. Yeah, so this is another room that I'm gonna say practice heavily. This is a room you're gonna have to do more often than not. But what you do is you walk down, nudge a bit to the left, 2 hammers, and then clean up. That's how the room is supposed to go. There's a bit of RNG. Try and get these guys to go down. Like you see, there's like I'm kind of inconsistently hammering here. There's the RNG. That's the worst RNG. If those turtles go down, then just clean them up in the order that you flip them over. Definitely a room to practice. You don't have the boots, so I'm not gonna say there's no reason to have your sword out here, but it doesn't benefit you as much. You got half your hits in without the thing anyway. Alright, well, Harmless Hellway ended up being the compass, so it's fine. But yeah, leaving it like that is definitely not something you should be doing every seed. Swimming is not great there. I guess it's faster than walking, but not from where you jumped in. Yeah, I would not be checking Hobo right now. You're in go mode, so go. All right. Um, I will review the rest of this later. I'm gonna go track for the kickoff race.